Well, it's finally happening, guys. We're starting the Nissan Leaf battery extender pack in the back. And the way I will be doing it's a little bit different than everybody else. Just my Central Vac wife's using it. I will be dropping the battery out of this thing, taking the cover off the battery, and I'm actually going to be paralleling directly to the battery through a fuse going to the batteries in the back, so I don't have to deal with any relays, I have to deal with any CAN bus issues, anything like that. It's all just mechanical. Take the thing apart, put it back together. And mine will also have a 96S BMS in the back, in the trunk, that has Bluetooth that will go to my phone, which will always be on my dash, or maybe I'll just have old phone set up for that. So the plan is to drive the car, the front end of the car, on these ramps, and then I can remove those two pieces so they're not in the way. Jack the car up in the back, put them on jack stands. Hopefully have the car at least, so if I have about 6 inches there, plus another, I don't know, about 22 inches in the air, hopefully that'll be enough to get the battery out. If I have to, I could jack it up more still. But that is the plan. I'm using this toy of mine here. I build houses for a living, and because of that I got perks where I get to borrow machines when I need to, once in a blue moon. This is from a friend. We're going to be using this baby to pull the battery out. It'll be perfect for that. And yeah, so this is the beginning, guys. Hopefully everything goes well. Go purchase some thick rubber gloves just for the dangerous parts. And yeah, I'm gonna go for a ride in this thing right now. I want to pretty much kill the battery. I want it almost completely dead, because I heard the only way to reset the battery bars in this thing is to let this battery go completely dead. First you got to kill the traction battery, so it's not even, the car won't move. And the traction battery is going to continue to try and keep the 12-volt battery charged. And then what you got to do is you put a small load on the 12-volt battery, which further kills the traction battery till the BMS cuts it out completely. And then at that point, the traction battery forgets how many battery bars it has, which I'll have to do when I add the battery in the back, because I don't want the traction battery to know it's got 7 battery bars. I want it to show full battery bars, because the battery in the back will be part of the traction battery now. So it'll be completely different. The car will only see the BMS state of the traction battery, so it'll only see the individual cells of the traction battery. I'll have to monitor the back individual cells myself with my cell phone. It'll have temperature sensor, it'll have current, it'll have everything the car has, but it'll just be a separate system. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy these video series. That's just a little trial run to see how high you could get it off the ground. I'm going to be resituating this because I actually still got to go for a little quick drive to kill the battery before I start working on this. But I think that will be high enough, because I'm going to be removing those blocks out of there, and if those are in the way I can always chop those off, but I don't think they're going to be in the way. I think this is going to work okay. Obviously I got to slide that ramp back a little bit before I do this. Then I got to put it in park, try and block those tires up as best I can, jack the back up, and then yeah, we're more or less golden. I may put the forks underneath here as well as extra protection while I work under there. I won't be under the forks, but the forks will just be kind of extra safety. We'll see how this goes. Anyways, thanks for watching. All right, so battery is almost depleted. We're gonna do a little baseline 0 to 60 with the old traction battery. It will be maybe a touch slower because the battery is closer to dead, but we still should get the full 80 kilowatts, and we'll see how we do. I'm just trying to get the battery as low as possible right now, so here we go. You see that? 3, 2, 1, go. And 96. Battery still 3 bars. And we'll do the same test when we change the battery out. I'm gonna turn here. It's probably not fantastic for the battery, but I mean, I do need to get it to discharge. I'm just gonna do a little loop and then get back home. Alright, so we're fully charged. And on top of running on these things, I am now going to be taking too much power for these things to push out non-stop, so I will be turning this baby on again, and we will be using this again. Just going to run my garage plugs, my living room, all my ACs in the house once we get there. I might do car charging on this, I'm not sure. We're going to look into that. But yeah, I'm just going to rehook it up and go for it. So I just took off the negative battery terminal off there. And now we're going into the car. Back seats in the middle is where we're going to take off. This is the middle connection point and fuse, I believe it's also a fuse for the battery. And this will split the battery into 2 batteries at around fully charged 200 volts each. Mine are discharged, so they'll be like 170-ish each, something like that. And yeah, let's get to it. So I just pulled the fuse / connector out from the middle. So now we have 2 batteries and we're a little bit safer. Still deadly, so you just got to be careful. And the next scene, you should see us dropping the battery. Alright, so this is where we're at. We're ready to drop the battery down. We got the plastic covers off. And I'll show you what I've done under here so far. Disconnected the high voltage line, but before that I unhooked the communication cable, which was actually quite hard. You gotta push and twist it to get it off. It took me quite a while. We got it all off, and all we got are these main bolts. I got the back ones off, I got these front ones loosened, and we got the side ones to take off. And my buddy Sam here, he's going to drive the forklift while I guide him, and we're gonna get this battery out. And you guys will see it all on the time lapse there. Anyways, here we go. Well, we got her opened up, and I got lucky. I just got an O-ring all the way around. I don't have silicone like most of the other batteries I see taken apart on YouTube, which is awesome. I think these are the contactors here. Okay, we got a little bit of crap that fell in when we took the case off, but everything looks good. Smells like lithium, so that's not a great sign. That means we have had some cells attempting to bulge. None of the cells look bulged though. They're being held in quite nicely. Yeah. Oh, it looks good. I'm just going to tap off. I'm going to find the main power going out to here. So obviously it's got to be these two wires here. Probably going to take this apart, take some mains off of that, and then that's going to parallel with my battery in the back. All right, let's get to it. All right, so this is the wire I'm going to be using. Welding cable wire. I just stripped it. That's why there's junk all over it. I'm using 2 positives, 2 negatives. So there's going to be a lot of cable there, as you can see. I believe these are 2 gauge each. So that's going to be quite a bit of cable for the battery. I want it thick going to the battery because I want the battery in the back to share lots of current. What surprises me is how thin. Like, look at that. Those are the mains out. They're tiny. They're like half the size of that. Same with all this. It's like a tiny little strip of copper there. It's not very thick. Tiny little wire there. It's crazy. This whole thing just got thin little wires in it. And it's supposed to be able to handle 225 amps. So, yeah, crazy. Anyways, I'm tapping into this right here. When you put the emergency switch on, you get main power there. And then these are your solenoids that turn the mains power on and off. Like the car actually does that itself through this little connection. And then I don't have to put any relays, nothing. That's what these are called, relays. And the car will just do everything itself. I don't need any special tools or software. And I'm just going to run my wires through, around, and out the back of the battery. And then I'm going to have to cut a hole in the battery case and re-waterproof it. And see how well that goes. Hopefully it doesn't get full of water eventually. And then I'm going to have my wires. Oh yeah, but the door's not going to open now. Oh, that's a problem. I didn't think about that. Anyways, figure that out when we need to.
Alright, so here's what we got going so far. We have bypassed the main contactors here. Oh, they're Panasonic brand. Look at that. And as soon as you put this connector slash fuse in, these two main cables right here that I put in, the black ones are the ones I put in, they will have power directly from the battery going through that fuse. And then I made them way too long, I have to cut them. And then we're gonna have them coming through the car, up through here, most likely up to through here because there's already a hole. I don't have to drill the hole. This goes all the way through the car, and that's gonna be coming out that hole which I drilled in the battery case. I'm gonna be filing it down real nicely. Then I'm going to be spray foaming everything in place and siliconing the outside so nothing can get through. And then I will have to silicone around the wires coming in here. Then I'll have to put a spacer to keep the batteries from just squishing everything down. Probably, I don't know, some aluminum bar that I have. And then that'll keep the batteries up above the wire, which makes it so I can wire it anywhere I want. And yeah, it's coming along nicely. All right, until next clip.